to the Senate, they're saying that any request from Buhari is good. Any request from Buhari is good for the nation. We will act on it, says Lawan. Senate President Ahmad Lawan has expressed willingness to approve all requests that come to the Senate from President Muhammadu Buhari. Lawan said any request that comes from Buhari is good for the nation and the state, and the Senate will take immediate action on them. The Senate President said this when the chairman, Presidential Advisory Committee Against Corruption, Professor Issei Sage, SAN, paid him a courtesy visit in Abuja on Thursday. Sage had appealed to the Senate President to ensure that Ibrahim Magu, acting chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, is confirmed as the substantive head of the agency. But the Senate President said there was no pending request for Magu's confirmation, explaining that Magu had been rejected twice by the 8th Senate led by Bukola Saraki. The confirmation of acting chairman of EFCC, there is no request before the Senate for the confirmation of the acting chairman of EFCC. This is a new Senate, and therefore until there is a request to this Senate, there is nothing the Senate can do. He said, I want to assure you that any request that comes from Mr. President is a request that will make Nigeria a better place in terms of appointment or legislation, and the Senate will act expeditiously to ensure that we play our part in the confirmation or passing of a legislation appropriately. The Senate President said the lawmakers are in a haste to pass anti-corruption bills. As far as we are concerned, those bills will have to come again and start to go through the process from the very beginning, he said. We are ready. In fact, we are in a haste if those bills are ready for us to start working on them. Earlier, Sage, while making a case for Magu, said the acting EFCC chairman has accomplished magnificent work so far in the years of being in that position. We also want to bring before the Senate some of the criticisms of the public in the area of oversight, he said. So guys, it's no longer news. It's not a new thing to the public, because people have been saying from different quarters that this Senate is going to be a rubber stamp. Even before the man was appointed or nominated to be elected as the Senate President, a lot of people have said a lot of things. They've seen the whole thing. They've calculated, the whole thing, made their own calculations and came up with this assertion that definitely these people are going to be, both himself and the Speaker of the House of Rep, Bajabi Amila, they are going to be rubber stamps. And from all that we've been seeing since they assumed office, it tends towards that, and he's still confirming it. But I could remember vividly before the election of Senate President, then he was saying, oh, that is, they are not going to be rubber stamp. Of course, it's a normal thing. Now, do you expect him to come and say, oh, we are going to be rubber stamp and all of that? But it's confirming that now, that any bill, how can you say any bill coming from the president because the president means well for the nation? Of course, it can mean well for the nation, but you need to look at the whole thing holistically, thoroughly, to see, whether the disadvantage outweigh the advantage or something. You need to really check everything thoroughly. There are some things that, they might seem good, but that doesn't mean that they're going to be okay for that particular time. And you look at the merit and the demerits of that particular thing, whether advice, whether a bill or whatever somebody can be suggesting to you. But you look at everything in the long run. Maybe at that particular time, in the short run, might be okay. But by the time you look into it in depth, you will not just say, because, oh, I like this person, because, oh, I believe this person. Even somebody who you think knows it or who is intelligent can make mistake. Somebody who has been doing things rightly even before now can make mistake at any time. But if you fall for that, oh, because this person, I believe this person's judgment, anytime, any day, that person taking that decision might not be in his right senses. Because you can't just say, as human beings, we can make mistakes. But for you to come and say, oh, anything coming from the president or from the presidency, is good, you are going to accept, you are going to pass it, you are even in a hurry. So what does that tell you? Meaning that you don't even do some things. So you're not going to be involved in some due diligence to see things from other angle, from every other area. Now you are giving that notion, that impression that anything that comes from them or from him is the perfect. No, Just like you have this border closure, what are we experiencing now? Yes, for the border closure, there are some advantages there, but the disadvantages outweigh the advantages. So what are we talking about? And now there is inflation, and they are telling us in 3 to 4 months time that the inflation, will reduce. So what are we talking about? That means they didn't even carry out due diligence to look at these things holistically, or they even know, but they are not just concerned about that. They just concern themselves on the few advantages of closure of border. And now you are telling us anything that comes from the president, because the president means well for the nation. Even if you mean, even as a parent, you know that, oh, these things are really good for my child or my children, as the case may be. But that doesn't mean that anything, or maybe your parents telling you everything and you just have to take it because you know that, my parents, they love me. They cannot, they cannot plan for my downfall. They cannot plan evil for me. But they could be making mistake. So when the child is of age, we'll be able to say, no, dad, mom, these things, I don't think you need to look it from this angle. They will not like, oh, yes, it's true. You may be right. I never even thought, I don't ever thought it that way. So how can you just say anything that comes from him is good? Meaning what? So it's confirming what people have been saying, that this Senate is just a rubber stamp, and saying that even they are in a haste to even pass any bill, to pass any whatever. But we are still waiting. Let's see how they go about with all of these things. And someone says, yeah, all right, you know that Nigerians will definitely react, whether good or bad. Even as we always say, everybody's entitled to use our own opinion. But that doesn't mean that some people are not making sense. Some people are making sense. Some people, the way you see things might not be the way you are seeing things. And that is why most of the time we need to be open-minded. We need to be objective. Because we are not open-minded, we are just sentimental, just like, oh, I can't, this person, no. It's a no for me. And you don't even understand, you don't even have that patience to listen, to even look at things from the other person's perspective. You just write the person off. It's not going to work. It's not going to help anybody. Look at everything holistically. So someone is saying here, yes, of course, since you people don't have a sense of your own, the best rubber stamp assembly in the history of the country. Someone said, how I miss Senator Bukola Saraki, the best Senate president Nigeria ever had. Why will you say so? He puts you and speaker there. In fact, you are a puppet to the illiterate Buhari. So shameful that the NAS is now a personal ministry to Buhari. I want to assure you that any request that comes from Mr. President is a request that will make Nigeria a better place in terms of appointments or legislation, and the Senate will act expeditiously to ensure that we play a part in the confirmation or passing of legislation appropriately. Somebody's quoting what Lawan said. He said, without debating, discussing, or reviewing it, now wow for WAEC, God help us as a nation. Just like I said, you're not going to look at it, from different angles. Oh, so far is from him, it means well, just pass it. You are even in a hurry, they should be bringing it, bring everything, we will pass all passable. That is what it means, and that's what he has said. It's not as if maybe we are trying to interpret what he said it directly. Yes, that's real zombie. Nigeria is in a mess now. I salute former Senate President Dr. Bukola Saraki. Any request for imposer? It's obvious. We now have rubber stamp assembly, rubber stamp Senate. Sorry, Nigerians are waiting for you. Ha ha ha. Docile in government. Every request that comes from Buhari is good for them, for their Islamization agenda. That's all. 3.5 years remaining. I remember the great fella say zombie. Even if it is third term, you will pass it. Exactly. He has said it at anything, because even if it is third term, because he believes, he already has that belief that anything that comes from the president, it means well for the nation, for the country. Can you see where we are at this age and time? See what somebody is talking about. Any bill that comes from the president means well, and it will be passed. They are in a hurry. Bring them. We are waiting. They are waiting for the presidency. They are waiting for the executives to do the if we just bring it, it's just to pass it and nothing will happen. But let's see whether other senates from other other party will be will be part of all of this conspiracy, because to me it's conspiracy when you don't look at things, you don't view it and all of that. You just say anything that comes from him is the best, then you have to pass it. Someone say figurehead Senate president. Hmm, nonsense. Even if the president request passing of death sentence to law-abiding citizens, you will still pass it. Someone say so far the best Senate is the ninth one. They are working for the good of the country. Are really following if they are really following, but not just persecuting, they are harmoniously working like it is one party system. And the way forward for any nation begins with mutual understanding and good synergy between the legislative and executive. This person said the Senate is working well. That is a good thing. It's a good development. Someone said, just shaking my head. Why wouldn't you act on it? Birds of the same feathers flock together. Shameless people. May God Almighty continue to expose what is leading to light in Jesus' name. Robert Stamp 78. This Biggie don't be Senate president. What do you expect? He has forgotten that people fought for the independence of that branch of government. So guys, I would like to hear from you. A lot of Nigerians have express their opinions concerning the statement by the Senate President Ahmad Lawan that any bill, anything coming from the president is a good one, is a welcome development, because he believes that whatever coming from the president, we mean well to Nigerians. So they are in a hurry for them to bring it. The Magu thing, everything, they just bring it that they will pass it. They don't have problem with that. What do you think about this statement? Leave your comments below. Thank you very much. Bye.